Is it a sign of a busy day? $3.50 per delivery peak pay here in Pittsburgh, something that I have not seen in months, not to that degree, not that high of peak pay. Or is it simply an olive branch from the company that's like, yeah, the new Dash and Rewards program, it's now coming to your marketplace in just 2 weeks. A, is it gonna keep me busy enough? Is it gonna make me enough money? Like actually making me more money than if there wasn't any peak pay at all? So $20 an hour, ideally channel goal 25 plus an hour. Is it gonna be a complete dud because I am now 4 minutes online and I haven't even gotten a single request? So is this like real peak pay, or again, just an incentive to maybe make things look better in a kind of slower market as of late? Hey there, I just wanted to check in with you. 15 minutes later, how many orders have I declined versus accepted? Well, clearly, haven't accepted anything. Well, how many orders at least weren't worth it and I declined? 0, because I've been offered 0. I haven't been offered a single request in 17 minutes now. I am right in the middle of DoorDash's hotspot. That's gonna apparently refresh in 4 minutes. I am right by another busy area of the marketplace where I typically drive, and not a single request, not even anything that I can decline, just nothing. So let's see, but that's not a good sign because that's giving evidence to the, hey, here's a lot of peak pay, but it's gonna bring on like a ton of dashers. And I mean, it's a Saturday, yes, it's 5:47 p.m., yes, but I mean, saturation? I mean, come on. Yes, it's been a while, okay? So not good at all, but at least this order is really good. $17.50, one shop and deliver at Aldi for a single item. Please knock on wood, it remains one item. And then I go to Chipotle. The only thing that would have made this better is if it was one customer drop off. $17.50 for 1.7 miles. There's no way. There's no way. That seemed unfair. I was waiting the entire time. I'm like, someone's gonna dump like 15 added items. They just wanted, I don't know, their order to get accepted faster. 1 pack of strawberries. That is it, a win in strawberries. Got one, confirmed, went to the checkout, used the red card, done. So that's pretty sweet. Now I'm just going to Chipotle, hoping this goes, you know, seamless, not a huge wait, right? Suspiciously convenient. Immediately ready at Chipotle. Okay, 6:15 p.m. So they said 6:20. First destination, it's a minute away. I might actually hit this at 6:20. I mean, it doesn't really help the fact though that it took 30 minutes just to get this order. But I mean, hey, we'll see how the rest of the shift goes. All right, and second delivery done. Not as smooth though. So it wasn't handed to me. Let me know if you do this because I feel like I've read this from other Dashers, so let me know. So since it's handed to me, if you arrive, you would think they're tracking it in the app, you think they're following it, but if they're not ready, what are we, oh my gosh. And there's a shop and deliver in here though. 7 items this time at Aldi. That's not bad. You know what? I don't love shop and deliver, but I can't say no to that pay. I mean, look at this thing. $24.25. A Chinese restaurant with 7 items at the Aldi. It's in the south side, so it's a different Aldi. Now, here's exactly what we were talking about, is why would you pick up the food first and then shop, right? But then I guess you can make an argument of like, well, you can shop first and then get the order, but the restaurant, like it's indicating to go to the restaurant first. So it's gonna be sitting at the restaurant anyway. Like there's no way to tell the restaurant like, oh, don't make it yet. I would 100% assume it says to go to the restaurant first, so the restaurant is in their, you know, workflow on their merchant, on their side. All right, but anyway, let me tell you about what I was gonna do. If they're not immediately ready, you start the timer to say, I can't hand it to the customer, and it's gonna start like a 5-minute timer where you have to call or text. I mean, ideally you should do both if they're still not responsive. And then after the timer, you can drop it off, you can take a picture, and then you can complete the delivery. It's not ideal because honestly, you know, you want to be on your way. You want to drop it off, boom, done, instantly, and be on your way. But listen, I'm just gonna tell you, okay, I would not try to skirt the system and just drop it off. Actually, it says, you know, follow the process, or you can mark handed it to the customer. Obviously, if they've actually, you know, showed up, you can hand it to them. So in that case, a guy came out and he looked at me, he's like, DoorDash? I said, yes. And I said, for who? And he said the customer's name so I could drop it off. And that's another thing as well. I mean, let me know how your marketplace is, but you don't want to give it to the wrong person. You don't want to get hit with a contract violation of, you know, they never delivered it. So you can double check and have them say the customer name to make sure you're handing it to the right person. But yeah, let me know if you start the timer immediately, like if they're not at the door, if they're not on the curb or whatever it is for Hand It To Me deliveries. But this one, first restaurant right up here on my right, it's gonna be, well, hopefully super quick. And then I gotta go to the south side, and then I gotta go a little bit like southeast, not too far there. You know, I can see how Aldi Shop and Delivers can get pretty popular because, you know, they don't have like a ton of stuff. So once you really get familiar with that store, you can probably shop pretty quickly. I got 4 2-liters of Diet Coke. Oh, by the way, carry that quarter with you for the Aldi carts. I got a like a cheesecake sampler. So that wasn't in stock. And I asked the associate, we saw the shelf, it was empty. She's like, yeah, if we don't have it out there, we don't got it. And then there was a substitute that was automatically populated for a lava cake in the same section, same thing, shelf empty. So the app was pretty straightforward. It's just like, hey, here's the substitute. Let the customer know. Actually automatically sends them a message that it's not available. And then since the even substitute wasn't in stock, it prompts you to take a picture. There you go. I actually sent them another message. I said, hey, this shelf is for the cheesecake, that shelf is for the lava cake, showing the customer they're empty. We got some Fruity Pebbles, 1 box of those, done. And a little water flavoring thing, done. Oh, by the way, look at the payout here, $24.25, right? But I was like wondering, because they're supposed to give you peak pay on each completed delivery, and I feel like there's a point where they weren't. Let me know if you've ever seen that, or it's like a stacked order and they give you peak pay only once. But here we can confirm $8 on the peak pay. Now I got 20 minutes left on this $3.50, actually $4 peak pay, because it's $3.50, but then there's a like consistent 50-cent bonus that we're also getting here in Pittsburgh. All right, what did we learn? 2 hours with, well, good news first, okay? Let's start with the good news. Look at the overall earnings, $46.75, and I drove 8.8 miles, a stellar dollars to mile ratio. I mean, even the hourly, so it was 5:30 until 7:30 there, doing pretty good, $23 an hour. Now here's the thing though that maybe isn't immediately apparent. Look at the active time. So 1 hour and 2 minutes actually on an assignment. So basically 1 hour I was not even on an assignment. So was I really doing anything? Like basically no, I was just waiting for an assignment. But I've told you, like, if your max peak, this is max peak pay, I'd say for Pittsburgh in 2024, $4 combined peak pay is the highest that I've seen in pretty much the last year. So knowing that, especially on a Saturday, especially on $4 peak pay, it's going to bring out more Dashers. And I would really like to see the numbers from DoorDash of an average, let's say, Saturday here in Pittsburgh, or like a heat map of all their drivers versus what it would be doing today. Now, I'm not gonna complain making like $46 for 8.8 miles. It's just like an hour of not really doing anything, but still, the hourly isn't the worst. So here's my question. If I grab some more of those shifts, $2, $3, $3.50 peak pay, is it gonna be basically the same thing? Like, yeah, I'll do okay, but it's gonna bring more Dashers out. The hourly is gonna be so-so, but it's not gonna be stellar. And if you're doing this part-time here and there, like, wouldn't that be great to make stellar 25, 30 plus an hour just driving here and there? So let's find out. Driving for DoorDash in 2024 and beyond on peak pay, the most updated peak pay that we're seeing Is it actually worth it?